Hello. Sorry this one's a little late. Been kind of down this week, so I didn't end up watching the episode the second it came out. That's how you know something's fucked up. But I made it, and I'm here. I finally watched it, and once again another week. By the way, I've been forgetting to say this at the beginning of these videos. Um, but if you really like our discussions and stuff, and if you want to see me react to the episodes for the first time, those are actually members only exclusive videos. You get access to those as well as any other regular video I make. You get that like a couple days early. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check it out. But in the meantime, let's discuss the episode Tremor. Um,
Yes.
I'm gonna let you just start with this one.
Mm.
What are you thinking about it?
Well, throughout, I want to keep like my thoughts fairly organized, I guess. And so my thoughts, whenever I give them, I want to take them like sequentially, like just from beginning to end of the episode, because there's like quite a few things to talk about and chew on in this episode. Like there's a
Yeah,
lot. And so like starting out, I really like that the table setting that we spend the first 10 minutes of this episode just chilling with the man from Paraguay.
yeah,
And we don't get like the conclusion of, that scene is what we all kind of imagined, which is, oh yeah, I think these two are going to team up at some point. They're going to meet because he sees, oh wait, she literally just cussed him out and the infected would definitely not do that.
yeah,
But just yeah, even though like the conclusion was kind of what we already guessed, it still was really interesting. We spend 10 whole minutes with this guy and we getting to know him and where he's at, and he's very similar to Carol in the sense
yeah.
that he does not trust the infected in any way, shape, or form. And yeah, I just really loved that opening. It just not a single word of English was spoken, and you didn't even need it. It didn't matter. Like the music, the shots, the filmmaking, it all just we got to know this guy so much in 10 minutes. It was great.
Yeah,
I
we
loved it.
got to know so much about him in 10 minutes, and one of the things I was like talking about was like they do
Yeah.
so good at explaining exactly how this guy is feeling and thinking without
Mm-hmm.
saying a fucking word. Like
Exactly.
they get across every single emotion and thought going through his mind without
Yeah.
saying any of it out loud. It's masterful filmmaking, truly. Like it's the best it gets. Um,
Yeah.
like it was just remarkable to watch. Like the way it was all shot together and edited, and just like the whole that whole section is just like magnificent filmmaking. Like that is like some of the best shit you'll see ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like those opening 10 minutes in particular are so
Yes.
good with um like just the subtlety of it all, and like
Yeah.
the less is more approach,
Mm-hmm.
and the subtext to everything that's being said but not being said outright. And
Yeah.
honestly, this episode's full of that.
It
Um,
really is.
like just like the show. I mean, this episode really, in particular, is just dripping with subtext, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just incredibly well made.
Yeah.
But yeah, where do you want
Also,
to take us next?
also side note about the opening. I It looked like it, but then again, that's the point with filmmaking. I pray it wasn't. I hope that actor did not actually have to eat dog food, but he might have. And if he did a great job at those like forced swallows that he took, like just trying to get it down.
I imagine
I
they
don't think
replaced
it
it with something
is.
else. Yeah,
Yeah, but like I respect the faces that he made and the little minute like just forcing to get it down his throat as fast as possible. I just loved that.
yeah,
Um, but yeah, I think one of the things that really, other than the kind of main plot that this episode contains, what Carol does, other than that, what really stands out to me is kind of in this first half of the episode, the conversation that she has with Larry
yeah.
about Helen. Uh, I That really stood out to me. like I just have to say I think it's really interesting that that scene. I mean, sure, Carol was kind of using Larry to find out some information about how honest they can be, but in the middle of that we get, oh yeah, I mean, Helen was a person and
Mm-hmm.
no one's perfect, and Helen had some opinions that I'm not going to say are wrong, but I like that she's learning things about Helen that aren't good, if that makes sense. Not that Helen's bad, but like,
Yeah.
there's turmoil. There's some conflict post, even though she's not alive anymore. There's post relationship conflict
Yeah.
that, oh, they had some problems, and Helen was a bit dishonest and didn't really talk to her and be upfront about her books and what she thought of them.
Yeah.
Uh, I don't know, that kind of sting in the relationship, and how you kind of idolize the people that are gone. You kind of
Yeah.
tend to focus on the positives, like, oh my gosh, I love them, they were great. And I definitely think Carol does that with Helen, but hearing this is like, oh, she was a flawed person and she didn't tell me some stuff, and that kind of
Sure.
hurts. I don't know. That really just stood out to me in this episode. I really loved that scene.
Yeah, I mean that scene was awesome for so many reasons. First of all, like
Mm-hmm.
the way it was shot was amazing. Like
Mm.
it wasn't just the standard shot reverse shot, and even when they did, it was to get us into a specific rhythm. But there were so many times where the camera would cut around them in different angles, and
Mm.
it was not stagnant.
Yeah.
Like the way this team shoots dialogue and blocks dialogue, with the different shapes and the blocking. I have to say, the blocking, if for people that don't know what blocking is, blocking is essentially about taking your actors and creating shapes within the frame to make the image more powerful or to say something. It is like the broad like sense of what blocking is. And one thing I've noticed throughout this whole show is I've never been one that like really picks up on good blocking, but the blocking in this show is unbelievable. Like the different the way they're able to frame the subject and sort of like block out the subject in ways to evoke a larger feeling. It's a big reason of why the images that this team creates are so striking. And like yeah, I mean when you pair that with the incredible dialogue and performances in that scene, it like because I think if you would have taken that exact scene and you would have done the same shot reverse shot for the entire like what was it like a 5 minute scene or whatever, like
Yeah.
it would have you would have felt a slog. Like it would have felt like the
Mm.
pacing would have felt bad. Like it just would have. But because
Yeah.
it's blocked and edited in such a way, it felt like maybe like a 2 minute conversation. Um, and
Yeah, it was so much. It was so lively. It felt so
yeah,
alive, even though it was
yeah,
just dialogue.
yeah. And again, that's what great filmmaking can do. Like you can take a scene that is literally just two people sitting at a table talking, and you can
Yeah.
make it feel so much bigger through the edit
Hmm.
and the cinematography and the blocking. And I think that that's something that really stood out to me. Um,
Yeah.
and also I just think through this whole episode a big thing that I took away from this was just seeing Carol like go through these emotions and go through like we're seeing her plan, like we're seeing her planning in real time, but
Yes.
they're not outright telling us again, or just they're not outright saying it with words. They're showing us
Yeah.
and letting us put it together in our mind. And
They
again,
trust. Yeah, and the
yeah,
intelligence of the
yes,
audience.
trusting the intelligence of the audience, but
Hmm.
also it's again like I've been studying like just general filmmaking and storytelling stuff lately, and so much so much of what you can do to make moments feel bigger is create an impression and a feeling rather than just outright giving it to the audience. Um, and it I think like stuff like that is such a perfect example. Um, and
Yeah.
I just love it, man.
Hmm.
Letting the audience piece everything together as it's happening. It almost reminded me. You know what it really reminded me of? It reminded me of like a Jimmy and Kim's like scheme. Like
Yes,
it
it
reminded
really
me of
did.
that,
Yeah.
where like you get to see, like in Better Call Saul, there are a lot of like schemes with those two characters where they have like a larger plan, but they never. It's not like a. This isn't me just like dogging on Marvel. This is just the first example that came to my head. But like, I think of like Avengers Endgame, where like they lay out the entire plan of what they're gonna do, like before they go and do like the time heist or whatever. And that works. It's like a fun little like, all right, gang, here's what we're gonna do. But I think, I think what's so powerful about the way like Vince and this team do it, and I always stress this team because it's not just Vince. It's so much like the writers, and that's a whole other discussion. But you get the idea. But Vince and this team, the way they lay out these plans and these schemes in such a way where they respect the audience's intelligence. They don't outright tell you. They let you be with them, and they let you just like get an impression of it. And then when you actually see what it is, it's like they're keeping you on your toes the whole time. And when you actually see the plan come to fruition, it's
Yep.
so much more like, it's so much stronger and more palpable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's just the best, man.
yeah, it's like the second Carol reads the book about the drug, about the it's not truth serum, but the sedative. It is basically for this purpose truth serum.
Yeah.
But when she reads that book about the sedative, like from that moment, she already has the plan in her head of, "Ooh, maybe I can use this." But we as the audience, we only get a split second to quick read the text shown on screen. Not everyone will read that and fully click it. And even those that do, we still, even if we have an idea of, oh, that's what she'll do, we're still seeing the plan unfolding,
Yeah.
and it's so much more in depth that it's not just a, oh, she describes this and does a thing.
Yeah.
It's we're seeing the details unfolding, and yeah, like it gives people time to fully figure it out as they're seeing it unfold. It's this really like they take you on an adventure basically without holding your
Yes.
hand and saying, here's exactly what we're going to do. No, it's like, all right, you see the basics, you might catch it, here's what we're going to do, but we're not going to focus on that. Let's see the adventure happen, and then you
Yeah.
could figure it out along the way.
It's
Yeah,
so
it's
good, man.
brilliant.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Like
Yeah.
this team, like they really understand show
Hmm.
don't tell. They understand
Yeah.
it genuinely better than anyone else I've ever seen. Like I don't know, like it's just like the only other. I mean, I really mean this. Like, I'm not just blowing smoke up their ass, but like, I the only time I've ever seen like a filmmaker or like, or I mean, this is a group of filmmakers, which goes to show how strong the individual I'm about to reference is. The only individual person I've ever seen like really understand this, like show don't tell,
Yeah.
evoke a feeling and an impression rather than outright telling him, is Stanley Kubrick. That's the only
Mm.
that's the only person I can think of that understood it. Like, and that was one guy, by the way. So it is kind of funny that like it took a massive amount of, and I really, again, I need to stress this, and I'll say this till the day I die. It's not just Vince. It's it was Peter
His
Gould,
writer,
and it
all,
was
yeah.
Thomas Schnauz and Alison Tatlock and
Mm.
Gordon Smith, and like that this incredible team of
Yeah.
creators, like to be able to even channel the level of filmmaking that Kubrick was chasing like back in the 90s and 80s, like and even back to like the late early 70s late 60s with like 2001 and stuff,
Mm.
to see a group of people really channel like that level of filmmaking is like we are seeing some of the best filmmaking in the like in Hollywood right now. Period. Like
It's
we
so
we are
good.
seeing some of the best
the best cinema out there, period, right now. So
Yeah.
when people say that art is dead or cinema is dead, you're just not looking in the right places. So,
Absolutely.
and I'm happy that this show is doing so well, because
Yeah.
it gives me hope that maybe certain companies will see, oh, if we actually let our creators, create something and we don't fuck with them, maybe there's potential for greatness. And my hope is that young filmmakers can learn from this team and, and things like that, because they're at the top of their fucking game, man. Like, it really feels like they came off of Better Call Saul and haven't missed a fucking step.
Really?
I'm not gonna lie. I said it at the beginning of this whole series. I'm not going into this show with the expectation that it's gonna be Better Call Saul, but I'm not gonna lie, Tremor. I see episodes like this,
Ooh,
and
you think
I can
maybe?
feel it. I can feel it. It feels like an evolution, an even greater evolution of, like, I felt like I just watched like in I can't believe I'm gonna say this. This just shows how highly I hold this episode in like regard. This episode,
The season 6 episode.
this episode right here in this season of Pluribus is right up there with like the best shit in Better Call Saul, if not maybe even a little bit better when it comes to showing, don't telling, and that like giving an impression. I'm trying to think of episodes in Better Call Saul that do. I mean, obviously there's tons of examples that do it so well, but this episode right here is some of the best I've ever seen. Ever. Like the only sorry to cut you off, but the only things that I can think of is like that, like 7, 8, and 9 stretch in season 6.
True.
Which is the best part of the whole show. Like that 7, 8, 9 stretch is untouchable. I'd say like the finale, Bagman.
Yes.
The finale of season 5. The finale of season 4 I would put up there.
Yeah.
Chicanery is up there. And honestly, I would put this episode right up there with some of the best episodes. I'd put that up there with Fly and Ozymandias. I really mean that. This is one of the best episodes from this team.
It's so good. It is so good.
And honestly, if we're being real, I'd say the other 3 episodes aren't far behind.
Yeah, like that's the thing that's amazing about Pluribus is its best episode. It doesn't like totally overshadow. The first 3 episodes are still so fucking fantastic.
The pilot in particular is unreal.
The pilot was incredible. Yeah. For me, I think I have to force myself to reserve judgment because I love to glaze things.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait to like where it lands in comparison. Like, is this as good? Do I love this as much or more?
Yeah.
Until and I'm hinging it on one thing, and that's, do they land the finale? I'm sure they will.
Of the show or the season?
Let's start with this season. I know they're greenlit for season 2, but I want them to land the finale because because I love the show so far, and I have complete faith in the writers and Vince, everyone. They can do it. It's just, I'm sure you understand the flavor
100%.
of a show that starts so fucking incredible, you love it, and then the finale leaves you with kind of a weird taste and it sours the experience.
Yeah.
There's shows like that. There's even movies like that where the ending doesn't feel like it maybe should.
Joker 2.
I don't know. Yeah, real. So I'm not being skeptic, but I'm waiting to reserve that judgment of if I love this, because if they land it, I might agree with you fully. I might love this more than Better Call Saul, which is an insane statement.
This season, I need to see where this season ends up, and then we can go back and compare it to like other seasons of like this team's show, so we can go back and compare it to the other seasons. I don't feel that it's 100% fair to necessarily. To this show's credit, I don't think it's 100% fair to compare like this season to like the season 6 of Better Call Saul, because that had 6 seasons of build-up.
Exactly.
But we could absolutely go back and compare this to like Breaking Bad season 1, Better Call Saul season 1, and think about those complete journeys and like where we feel like what we feel about those.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck, man, this show is so good.
Yeah, and just one like little, it's a throwaway line, but dude, I like am in love with not just Carol's character, but my goodness, Ray Seahorn, she's so good. This throwaway line, it's so fucking funny when the people are cleaning her house and she's just like, "You're the fucking mayor."
Yeah.
Dude, that's so fucking funny. And
She's
like,
great through this whole episode, man.
Yeah, I love Ray Seahorn.
when she was tripping off that stuff,
Yes.
I pointed it out in my reaction, but when she was crying and saying "I miss you," but then when that wasn't the part that got me. It was when it went back to her and and we got to see her reaction, and she didn't even like have a major reaction to it. It was a very like quick, like subtle thing she did with her face before she kept fast forwarding.
Her lips trembling very slightly, just she feels it, and that's what I love about this again, it's not truth serum, but I'm going to say truth serum as like device here. She's using it in her strategic plan against the collective, but I love that, again, similar to the conversation with Larry, it's for a different purpose completely, but she is learning things she wasn't expecting and having experiences she wasn't expecting.
Yeah.
At the same time, like that, she sees just deep down, she won't really express it openly, but man, she misses Helen so much, and it just crushes her.
Yeah.
And then even later, I love at the very end before she shuts it off. She just talks about Zosha, and she's like, "Why is she so fucking fuckable?"
Yeah, I pissed myself when I saw that.
I know, and she just like turned it off, like, "No, you can't. I can't be caught lacking like that."
Yeah, I love that. That's the second she turned it off was after she said that.
Yep. Because the shippers went insane on that line.
Yeah, I also have to say,
yes.
Shout out to the writers of this series and just that little bit about what that conversion camp did to her.
Freedom Falls. I wanted to, Freedom Falls.
I'm glad that they made a point to show that because the truth is that stuff like that happens.
Oh yeah, that's real.
And that's some real shit. And I really want to applaud them for like bringing attention to that. That's just some really good shit.
Because from the beginning of the show, like, it's not even acknowledged, as it really shouldn't be, that Carol's like has this relationship with Helen. It's not even acknowledged. It's just accepted as a reality. Like, oh, here's this woman and she's with Helen.
Yep.
But I love that when it gets touched upon here, like Carol being, I think just gay, right? I think it's just
I'm pretty sure she's just gay. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I love that. Like, just the brilliance in which it gets brought up, and she also, again, it's similar to the other scenes. It's doubled as she's saying this because we're hearing it because it's important to her character, and the audience needs to hear it. But it's doubles as she's using this against Zosha and the collective, and it's just so interesting, that conversation where she compares. They smiled all the time, just like you did. Just like you do all the time.
Yeah, that broke me. She said that, and I went, "Oh,
it was bad.
Fuck, man."
Yeah. That hurt. That entire conversation, just, there's so many just out of the park hitters this episode, and that really hit home. That conversation was so just raw and real, you know?
Oh my god. Yeah, and that I have to say, you bring that up, and that's such a good point. I think something that this show does remarkably is, even in such an insane scenario as they are in, they manage to make the whole fucking show feel so authentic and human.
Yes.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Like, it's so easy to get caught up in the science and the sci-fi of it all, and they haven't. Like, they got all that out of the way pretty much all of it out of the way in 2 episodes.
Yeah, they've kept that balance as well, because there's still intrigue about, like, here, she's trying to figure it out herself. There's still intrigue about the science fiction, like how to stop it, rather.
And it seems
But
like
yeah,
we've got to get to that. Like,
yes, but it doesn't
yeah,
ever lose itself in the obsession of let's focus on the science fiction of how do we stop this. It doesn't ever lose that human edge, which is ironic because she's like one of the only people left. Like,
yeah, no, it's
so
crazy.
brilliant.
Yeah, I think like I think we got to talk about that as well. Like, so it seems
and
like
then the ending with
it seems like there is a cure.
Yeah, yeah, that
How the
makes
hell
sense.
is she gonna get that?
I have zero idea, because all we have heard is, quote, it's a psychic glue, is
Yeah,
all that, and it's not a virus, like, biologically, but it behaves like one where it spreads.
yeah,
So, like, I don't know. I don't know what kind of science undoes a psychological connection like that, but then again, I don't think on Earth there exists any viral-like thing that affects you psychologically. Not like that.
yeah.
So, I have zero idea. But dude, I'm holding out hope we go to space, or or we contact some aliens. It's one of the two.
That would be fucking nuts.
I want to hear an alien fucking glarb into the fucking microphone. Like, or they fly to space. She's like, Zosha, I need a rocket.
Carol goes to fucking space. That'd be hilarious.
That's what, 600 light years away or something, I think the signal came from. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's an insane journey.
Yeah, just she needs to be like, all right, like I want this season to end with
Yeah.
not if they don't actually do this, it's fine. I'm not gonna like actually
Yeah,
be
yeah.
upset.
But it would be crazy.
I want this season to end with her being like, all right, I need you guys to build the greatest possible rocket in human history that can get me like that can travel 600 light years like relatively fast. And
Yes.
and they're gonna be like, well, that's gonna take like years. And it's
Years?
gonna be like minor Better Call Saul spoiler, not really. But, like mute for the next like 5 seconds. It's gonna be like the Sandpiper thing all over again, where like they set this thing up at the start in season 1, and then it doesn't come up all the way until like season 6. By the way, you are free to unmute. Anyway, but yeah, it's just I don't know. I think it's gonna be it's gonna be something crazy like that. If they do something like that, I don't know.
Well, the thing is, like, I don't know, because it feels like there's room for batshit crazy, like, bombast like that. Like, there's room for that. But at the same time, the thing is, like, with what we know about the plot and all that, I don't know if that will happen, only because they're actively trying to turn her. And if it takes years to build a rocket or something, I don't know. Like, is this going to be a Last of Us situation where she's immune? Or something else? Like, I don't know. I think I was slightly wrong about one of my earlier theories about, I don't know, I really wanted to see the virus come to understand humanity, and they're like, okay, we will resist our own biological desires and we'll stop.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll happen anymore, but still, I don't know. That conversation that we were talking about, and when Zosha was in the hospital bed, about Camp Freedom or Freedom Falls, and then right after, where Zosha like doubles back with kind of a comeback of, we're not trying to change you, but when you think about it, or we are, but when you think about it, you're also trying to change us because you just asked us if it was possible.
Right.
And I don't know. I wasn't expecting to hear that.
Yeah, no, I was like, oh wait, that's like low-key kind of true.
Yeah, it's true. And I don't know. Maybe not this like peaceful, okay, we'll stop. But I'm really liked that because it opens up the door for like, this isn't just, I don't want the show to be just overarching evil that is this virus that needs to be quashed and then erased and everything's back to normal. I like this interchangeable, like, this thing isn't all evil, it's just trying to survive. I like the room for the discussion or the debate or the this or that, the conflict that's not just good versus evil.
Yeah.
I really like that. And yeah, this episode, also how this episode ended, might I add, even though like logically in the moment I was like, yeah, they can't hurt her. Dude, when all those people started
Dude,
walking
I was
outside,
so nervous. I was
dude,
like, oh,
I was
fuck.
it's still so fucking scary. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, wait, they can't hurt her, but still, seeing that was genuinely unsettling.
Yeah.
Oh, what? God, what? Like, almost more so than an episode called Grenade. What an explosive ending. Like,
Yeah, really.
just
Like, holy
everything
fuck.
melts down in the final minutes.
Yeah, it was
Oof.
insane. I got a question for you.
Mm,
Do you
yes.
think this season is going to end with a hope of her figuring out a cure? Like, not anytime soon,
Yeah.
but do you think this
But
season is going to end with, like, oh,
the
hey,
hope
we have
will
a
be there,
chance
like,
here?
okay. Hmm. Oh. Okay. Okay, I'm not gonna. My brain like fired off in 4 different directions. I'm just gonna answer your question. I think yes,
Okay.
because there has to be some kind of hook at the end of this thing. Like, because my brain, the other direction was like, what if the show ends dark? Like, what if it ends morbidly and there is no cure? Or rather, maybe there could have been a cure, but she fails. Like, I thought of like the European ending to the show of it
Sure.
just goes dark. But I don't think the show's gonna end that way. I
No, I
think,
don't think so.
yeah, there's gonna be streaks of hope throughout the show. And so I would guess, yes, either she finds something concrete that is, oh, wait, this is it. I have an answer. I just have to figure out how to make this real. Or it's either that or like a Hail Mary kind of thing, like she flies to space or something. But it's one of the two. It's either, yeah, she finds concrete hope, or in search of hope, she's like, I'm going to do something absolutely crazy because I'm desperate and I need to find an answer.
Right.
But yeah, I think so. I think that's a pretty solid, just in terms of writing, that's a good way to end the first season when you're greenlit for another one. You end it with a piece of the future to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah, I think that there's a good chance. I don't know. I have no doubt, like,
Hmm.
they're gonna find a way to hook us into season 2. I mean, I'm gonna watch regardless.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
could, like the season could end with like a goat taking a shit, and I'd still watch it.
Oh yeah.
Like,
They'd find a way to make it interesting.
yeah, they'd
Like,
film it from like 13 camera angles and put like Dave Porter's which, by the way, I gotta say,
yeah.
Dave Porter's music in this episode was off the charts. It
Hmm.
was so good. Every
Yep.
song, I was like, "What the fuck, bro's cooking." But yeah, I don't know. Anything else you want to add, or what are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm racking my brain. No, I think that was it. We covered all those big, like, I just loved this episode for not just, of course, the filmmaking, but you're more adept with that than I am. I loved the emotions from all these different angles
Oh
we got hit
yeah,
with. Like, all these different angles, with her being gay and then the Helen stuff, and then at the very end, I'm honestly like kind of similar to Carol, I guess, as a final thing.
mm,
I'm kind of falling in love with Zosha as a character. I love
yeah,
Zosha. Like, even though she's just the collective, but I don't know, like the fact that Carol singled her out specifically. I don't know. I think I even more so think now there will be some kind of hope in the future of getting this cured, because Zosha as a character is becoming so much more prevalent, and I really like that.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm interested to see if her psyche will like separate from the virus at some point, like who she is as a person.
Yeah,
Will like
I'm
see
thinking
that.
Zosha is going to become more of an individual at some point.
Yeah.
That's one theory I do have.
Yeah. Exactly.
Because you know me, I don't typically theorize a lot, but that is one theory I
Sure.
do have. I think
Mhm.
Zosha is going to become more of an individual at some point.
Yeah. Hmm.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, that's got to be it for me.
yeah. I
This was a
mean,
great episode.
like fucking. I think this is probably the best episode of the show so far.
Yeah, it's either this or the pilot for me. It's either
Yeah.
this or the pilot. It might be this though.
Yeah,
I think it
this was
is.
the more I think about it, I'm like, fuck, this was like ridiculously good.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it really is.
yeah. I mean, another week, another incredible Pluribus episode. I mean, what else? What do you expect? Like it, fucking sky's blue, man. Like I
The
don't.
sky is blue.
Yeah.
Water is good for you.
Yep. But yeah, that's gonna be it from us, I suppose. Thank you all for watching. Tune in next week. We will be here. Hopefully, I'll be on time. And reactions are up if you want to check them out. And yeah, take it easy, everybody. Hey, everybody. Just wanted to take a second to say thank you to our members Lewis, Deep Freezes, Feed Me Pastry, Red Psy, Silky Whippy, Alpha Kenny Asian, and Barbalith. Yep, another week of incredible stuff from the team at Pluribus, Vince Gilligan and the team. Great stuff. In terms of videos you can expect, I guess there's an episode coming out Tuesday night, which is odd. So you can expect an earlier Pluricast soon. Time Splitters Rewind just came out. I'm probably going to make a video on that because I've been playing it a little bit recently, and it's so good. I love it. And I want to talk about it. And just how incredible it is, and just the great job that team has done. I want to stream some more Portable. I just haven't been in the right mind space for Portable. But I think I'm in a good spot now. But yeah, thank you for watching, and take it easy.